Hi everyone, I'm Bernice from UOB Asset Management, and thanks for having me here today. I'll be here to talk about innovation in asset management, uh, especially with regards to robo-advisory. And based on what we have heard so far, I believe you've understood the need for innovation, but how does it affect people and the solutions that are provided within asset management? I'll be touching more about that today. So why is there a need for innovation in investments? Firstly, it's a necessity. If you look around our competitors, as well as within the landscape, more and more customers like yourself, the youth and everybody around the world have more access to innovations in investments. And as a result, as a company, for us, it has become a necessity to actually try to catch up. Other than that, of course, there's also another reason, which is in terms of accessibility. If you think about how investments were like and made accessible to the masses in previous times and all that, you'll understand and remember that only the wealthy or those of a certain age who have accumulated a certain amount of savings would be able to gain access to financial advisors or to even be educated enough to understand that I need to invest my money in order to beat inflation or to grow my wealth so that I can retire comfortably. So in terms of accessibility, over the years, what we have seen are firstly, people like yourselves have become more and more educated. There is more access to information. Other than that, if for us in Singapore, we actually do take it for granted that everybody has a mobile phone. But if you look at other countries around us, like countries like Indonesia or even Thailand, Cambodia, so on and so forth, these countries, for these countries, having a laptop and a mobile phone is actually a luxury. And as far as I'm aware, and I hope all of you can understand that in some of these countries, it is slightly difficult to actually gain access to have a laptop of their own. So in most countries like that, mobile phones actually become their primary mode of communicating with the world, also their primary mode of using it, primary mode of working, accessing their emails, going to social media, so on and so forth. So with this accessibility, we are also able to start to see changes in the investment climate and within the asset management industry that uh, more and more people, if they know about investments, will be able to access it even if they do not have a laptop. And the next one, improvements in technology. So other than the fact that people are able to access and understand investments as a whole, improvements in technology actually allows us now to be able to access complicated, slightly more complex solutions, which otherwise have to be processed or submitted via hard copy paperwork through an actual bank or an actual financial advisor, a human right in front of you. Right now, we actually have the option of going through our mobile phone, gaining access to do trading 24/7 if you'd like, and also be able to access rather complicated solutions that previously weren't available. I'll elaborate a bit more about that in my later slides. So just to touch on a bit more about UOB Asset Management. So myself, I've joined UOB Asset Management for a while, and I've seen some of the innovations that have happened throughout the years since we started the company in 1986. So who are we? In 1986, we started off as a traditional asset manager, marketing and creating unit trusts, which are collective investment schemes where investors pool their money together and buy into a portfolio of different companies or different bonds. So what unit trusts are basically a diversified pool of investments for a group of clients to buy into. The reason why there was a need for this was because, again, about accessibility, which I touched on earlier. So in the past, only the wealthy who had very high what we call assets under management or wealth could invest and afford to invest the minimum investment amount for each company. Imagine this. So for companies that have a share price of $1,000, in order to even buy a minimum lot size of say 100 or 1,000, you would need to have a very high amount of initial capital just to buy into one company. So that was why unit trust started during that period of time in 1986. And also other than that, we also manage mandates for high net worth customers and also institutions. So like I said earlier, in the past, investments were not as accessible to use to the masses, or even for the high net worth, they had to invest a very large sum of money or to pay very high fees. So what has happened since then? In October 2018, UOB Asset Management actually came up with a new solution catered for corporates called UOBAM Invest. What we offered was a digital advisor solution as well as a fund direct solution. For some of you who might not be familiar, digital advisor is actually a robo-advisory platform that allows investors to gain access through an automated investment with lower fees as well as a more sophisticated solution and 24/7 tracking easily through an online web-based platform. I will touch on a bit more about robo-advisory. If you're not familiar, you'll get to understand how it works later. And subsequently, after discovering that our corporate clients were actually very satisfied and actually keen to invest in a solution like that, that provides a lot of convenience for them, as well as a sophisticated solution with lower fees, we embarked on a journey based on demand to actually come up with a solution also called UOBAM Invest, but now available on a mobile app and catered and customized for individuals. It was just recently launched in July this year, and it currently only offers a digital advisor, which is a robo-advisory approach. So why did we have to go through all this? And why is there a need for innovation? As I shared earlier, customers are the ones that actually push us on and to meet the demands of the market, as well as to be as well as we get more and more aware of how the climate is going to be, and ultimately to provide a better solution, better service, lower fees to our clients. That's the reason why we actually had to innovate in the market to actually offer these solutions. So for those of you who are not familiar with robo-advisors, just a little bit about it. So robo-advisors are actually computer programs based on mathematical rules or algorithms with minimal to moderate human intervention. There is actually not an actual robot sitting behind the scenes and manipulating your investments and all that, but this takes the form of a computer program that is very sophisticated, a supercomputer with very high calculation capability that is able to perform all the transactions, calculations, and automated transactions that happened previously only by humans or by very archaic, very old traditional systems. What is offered right now, Robo-advisor, is a very fast, simple, smart, and safe way for investors to gain access to investments to grow their wealth. So the first robo-advisor, surprisingly, was actually launched in 2008, a rather long time ago, 12 years ago, and started taking money from investors in 2010. So this is not something that's brand new. And in fact, this is something that has been around in the market, just not as popular in Singapore or around the region in Asia. When robo-advisors started coming in, basically what they offered was to level the playing field between investors and financial advisors. You will wonder why. How they manage to level the playing field? Mainly, it's due to the fact that it's automated, it's easily accessible, the minimum investment amounts are low, for us at $1 only, for individual clients, and also in terms of fees, because we managed to automate many of the processes that were previously done by humans, and in fact increase the speed and efficiency and productivity of how all these investments are conducted. We are able to offer it to more people at a reasonable or in fact low fee rate. And how does a robo-advisor work? For us, what I can explain and run through with you will be the solution that we have at UOBAM Invest. We are not the first in the market, but of course, UOBAM Invest has been around, UOBAM Asset Management has been around since 1986, so a very long time. What we did was basically to translate what we used to do for institutional clients or high net worth clients into an algorithm and input it into the system so that everyone will be able to access it very easily. So what happens? Firstly, you have to you have to run through a few simple risk profiling questions. Mainly in our app, it's only two questions for us to ascertain and understand what is your risk tolerance or capacity. Next, we'll ask you, what do you want to achieve? So do you want to retire with $1 million when you're at the age of 45? Or are you looking to buy a car in the short term, say in the next 3 years after you graduate or after you get your first job for a number of years? That's that's what we'll find out. Next, how long can you hold on to this investment for? To be very realistic, there is no free lunch in this world. So you have to let us know. The longer you're able to hold on to your investments, the more beneficial it actually is for you. But of course, we offer you the flexibility of investing for any duration you want, ranging from as low as 1 month up to as long as 70, 80 years. So after receiving all these inputs, our robo-advisor in the background will actually do the necessary calculations and also um, curate a customized portfolio for you. Almost every customer's portfolio will be different because every one of you will have different goals, a different investment horizon. You have different objectives, different risk profiles. So that's why our portfolios that are created by the algorithm is actually a customized portfolio created for you. And the final step is just to wait for the robo to help you grow your wealth. So what are some of the benefits of using UOBAM Invest as a robo-advisor? In fact, robo-advisory in general. Firstly, you get personalized portfolios for you to robo-invest your way, which was previously not available without innovation and improvements in technology. Previously, if you wanted a personalized portfolio, you would have to have a financial advisor sit in front of you, run through a long set of financial questionnaire, risk profiling questionnaire, needs analysis, and all that before the human advisor will have to do some calculations, projections, and all that in order to recommend a portfolio that's suitable for you. So with robo-advisory, we have managed to minimize the amount of time that's required to actually generate a portfolio like that for you. Next, in terms of cost, I'm sure this is a concept that everyone is familiar with. When there's automation, when there are less humans involved, when productivity increases, efficiency increases, we will be able to offer this kind of service at a lower cost compared to if you had to have somebody sit in front of you and go through this process with you. So what we actually currently offer is a low cost, all inclusive annual fee that includes automatic rebalancing of your portfolio. So what happens with automatic rebalancing? Your portfolio, along with the market, will go up and down. And there's actually a need for you to rebalance your portfolio to move your portfolio back to where you wanted it to be in terms of performance, in terms of risk. So with robo-advisory, with all this innovation, we are actually able to offer automatic rebalancing at a low cost. Accessibility, which I spoke about previously, you wouldn't be able to invest in a diversified portfolio with just $1. Probably if you are looking at investments of $1, you might have to look at penny shares, or in fact might not be even able to do it at all. Again, this one I won't touch on too much. So in terms of fees and all that, there are actually no fees because everything can be automated. Unlimited and free withdrawals are something that you get to enjoy. So in the mobile app, what we did was we actually built in rules and algorithms to actually process all these things automatically. So imagine, I'm sure all of you are familiar with PayNow right now, QR codes and all that. You can actually fund your account or do withdrawals through PayNow easily, and it's almost immediate. So if you were to perform a withdrawal today, all your underlying instruments, investments are all sold. What will happen is that we will actually do an automatic payout to the account that's linked to PayNow. So that is how amazing it is nowadays. If you ask about PayNow or payments just maybe 5 to 10 years ago, you wouldn't even be able to have this option. Next. So again, with the availability of mobile phones as well as to laptops and all that, especially with our app, we understand, and myself, and even sometimes we're kind of addicted to our mobile phone. But what happens is that we can also use it for constructive things other than your usual texting and social media. You can use this to actually learn about investments, track how your portfolio is performing. Also, you are able to perform any top-ups, withdrawals, look through the allocations where your money is being invested. Is it being invested in the US? Is it being invested in shares or bonds? So this offers a very flexible way for you to invest and to monitor it as and when you want, especially for those who are night owls and you probably wouldn't be able to get anybody else on the phone if you wanted to look at your investments. This offers convenience. And finally, there are unlimited number of goals that can be set. So imagine if you were with a human advisor and you had actually 20 different goals throughout your life. Assuming you're someone who plans very ahead in advance. Of course, 20 is quite unrealistic, but if you're sitting in front of a human advisor, the person would probably take a really, really long time in order to be able to calculate, plan, come up with an investment portfolio for you that actually fits your needs, and at the same time, remove human biases. So we are all humans, and we definitely have our own biases in terms of how we want to create and construct portfolios. But with this, with a preset investment process that our fund managers actually created already, we actually take the emotion out of investing. And with that, are also able to calculate at a very quick rate, even if you have 20 or more goals that you want to plan for your future. So this is how innovation actually has come in to allow us to be able to offer a solution that is very accessible for anyone who just has $1 and has a mobile phone. So that's the end of my presentation. But what I would like to share is that the best way to actually learn and invest and to understand innovation would be to try this out on your own. So we're not asking you to put in money into this account, but of course we will encourage you to as you understand more about this robo. But the best way to learn would be actually to download this mobile app and actually experience for yourself how this robo investment actually works and how innovation has actually changed throughout the years. If you have not already done an investment with a robo-advisor before. And also at the same time, just a quick one. There's a promotion of $20 that will be extended until 31st of October. So if you'd like to just join, what you can use this $20 for is for you to learn how you can invest when the $20 gets credited to your account, invested, you can try to perform a small withdrawal and to understand and explore how innovation in investments and asset management companies has evolved over the years. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.